continue our little Wellness Wednesday Tay of Tantric Arts for Women, but I'm going to read you a little segment from Tay of Tantric by Milka DeVos. There is a playlist on the channel which is unlisted, which is for members, so it's up on my membership page where I'm reading and we're talking about the extracts from this book and the information in this book. But I wanted to jump ahead because I think this would be great for the month coming up. Many of you might have heard of the Ho'oponopono prayer. And so this is listed under resolution prayer, she calls it. This is the Ho'oponopono prayer coming from the Hawaiian shamans. Use it to say any of the following. I'm sorry. So it's I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, meaning I take responsibility for the role that I play in the pattern that has been created. Please forgive me for, brackets, my judgment and or any harm that has been afflicted upon us, past or present. Thank you for being a mirror, for being here to help us heal, for the opportunity to share my gratitude for the gifts that is presented. I love you. I feel the love flowing. So you would say this prayer to your parent. An image of your parent is saying it back to you, your witness or supported person. If you have one, you can say it back literally to each other if you want to do this as a partner, or if they're actually willing to do this. You could get someone to actually say this and represent your mother or represent your father if they're not alive, or you can visualize yourself doing this, is what I would add into that. A sense of core, you sense the core channel and that of the parents as pillars of light, aligning each of you with your highest destiny. Bow with reverence to the ancestors and to the power of healing. So place your hands on your head, on the earth, and let go. So literally sitting forward, crouched in child pose and hands on the earth. You can do this sort of bent, sort of squatting down and touching in sort of frog pose, and then dipping the head as well. Your support partner can wash down your back in the gesture of letting the past wash behind you. And if doing this by yourself, you can make the triple warmer sound. So this is the he sound to clear the heavens down through the body and come to peace with your past. Do spinal cord breathing. So spinal cord breathing for, let me do that so I don't lose my page, is sort of the hands, and you allow the breath to come over, and the spine gently bends when you with your breath. We do this in class. We're practice doing this, and I do this as a standing meditation, which I would have liked to have done after the reading, but I'm trying to keep them separate so you can listen to the info if you wish to, or you can just do them with me, the meditations. So doing spinal cord breathing, it's to build the courage for the next process with your other parent. So it's allowing you, so we're using an example of parent in here in this description in the book, but you can do this for a partner or someone that you're feeling like there needs to be some conflict resolution. I suggest you start small with little things, so you can do those visuals in your mind with maybe a little mishap that's happened with a friend or with a child, or anything that is not quite as intense, because then you get used to that and don't necessarily need that extra courage to tackle the emotions, the energy within the emotional field to release. So doing this though will help. So releasing cords and reprogramming is the next, but I'm going to leave it at this. And then we have spoken about the next part, which is healing from sexual trauma, sexual healing practice, and dislocation and grounding. I think I did the womb healing, which is next, isn't it? Transforming, transfiguring the goddess, resolution through compassion, and unveiling the mask, and releasing the cords. It kind of goes into healing the womb, which I did release a meditation for this, a womb healing. What we got for time? It's 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to read the next bit, the releasing of the cords and reprogramming. So the energetic cords that may be attached to the old patterns can be released through the portals of the lung 1 point under the collarbone. So this is the chest. We tap that point there quite often. The right lung has to do with your father and male ancestry, and the left lung has to do with your mother and female ancestry. This exercise is best practiced in a lying down position. So having your partner pull the energetic cords from the lungs points. You can do this if you're a Reiki practitioner, if you've got healing, but you can visualize this. We're all capable of doing this. I was doing this before I got my qualifications naturally, and then was told that, oh yeah, well, that's what I was already doing. So I would visualize where there's the energy stuck, and it is literally like you see these cords of energetic that you can pull out from you. You can do light swords, and you can kind of cutting cords, or what I call sword of truth. So in a meditation I was not gifted, I feel we've all got this, but it came through in a meditation to me that I have this light sword that's literally like it's there at the back with energetic parts of my wings, if you like, the Merkaba, which is to do with the Merkaba spin of the field around us. And the sword of truth, I call it, or my lightsaber, is about the central hollow line. It was about that coming into power. So when you're in power of that, you can use it to cut through energetical disharmonics within others. And so the visual was of the sword of truth, that it's always there, it's present. I feel it constantly, that constant connection with higher powers, with source. But visually I see it like a sword. Literally, it's like a sword there. It represents the silver strength and masculine energy in its beautiful divine presence, as opposed to the toxic masculine that we so often are talked about. So you can use this sort of lighting, and in Qigong we talk about doing, and you literally, when you do your hands-on healing, but it's focusing that light in directing it and thinking of it like a laser cutter cutting away. I don't like this whole idea of it being bad and we have to get rid of, because everything is terms of more harmony and energies in my mind. So it's more a practice of focusing the mind for how the light can re-harmonize that which is in disharmony within the energetics of the field of the body of the being, is how I would put it personally. But others like to say they're cutting away the darkness and the light and transmuting it, and yeah, and you can use all those visuals if that resonates more with you. Have your partner pull the energetic cords, or visually see yourself doing it. Every cord has a mysterious story drawn the cord out from the pain body with the lung sound. So if it's pain, so I'm going to use this example of a friend of mine, so because I know she would use this. So around her back there's issues going on, and another person I know that I was working with, so they can use this video, around here, and I've been working on here where I've had sort of the issue here. So visualizing that now, we can do it now if you like. That's where the pain body is, or wherever the point of pain is on your body. So drawing the cords from the pain body with the lung sound. This is the breathing in through the nose and then and again. And you practice that to loosen the soil of the roots, loosening it. So in terms, I want you to think of a visual node, like, for example, there's the beautiful Greg Braden video from the 90s when you've got the masters doing the ka, ka, ka sound, which was actually the sound that my soul told me to say first. It's like alignment with soul, being in alignment. And as they stood around this body in this metaphysical hospital in China, on the screen in real time, you were seeing this tumor literally disappear. It was like magic. And I've seen people recreate this since, healers that have done it using ultrasound, and you can watch the video of the ultrasound, and it almost looks like it's teleporting in and out. And it is, in a sense, because it's the energetics of the physical, that which we call reality, of which is a tumor, is that density of that shadow within the energetical field. Those beings, when they're standing around, see beyond, as far as they're concerned. Abraham says that this is what Jesus would do, and he'd say, then go forth and tell no one. So you couldn't then realign with those old patterns. But the actual beings standing there in alignment, in their mind, they're in a reality where that doesn't exist. As far as they're concerned, it doesn't exist. And they hold to that being the reality, and the collective group of them holding to that being a reality. In the presence of them doing that, you see it happening on the screen, and then the person sees that it's gone, so they believe it's gone, so therefore it is, and they don't then bring it back. So it was amazing to see that. And I shared a reel on Instagram of someone that had done this and had been watching healers that had worked with this, and had the video of the lifetime on ultrasounds. It's amazing. And I see it as like the 3-minute mile. The more we see evidence of this, and there's hundreds of cases in medicine, they actually call it spontaneous healing, and it's a whole thing. There's like a placebo effect, and they've got hundreds and hundreds of cases where this is happening. They call it spontaneous healing in there, as far as they're concerned, and they just don't kind of pursue as to why that happens and the other reasons. But anyway, I'm digressing. So I just wanted to finish up here because my son will probably be popping out soon from the school. So where we were with the sound, where the pain is, to loosen the soil around the roots, your partner can tone another healing sound from the lungs, the shang over the belly and the chest. So if you're doing this with a partner, you can work on doing this while you're sounding the there's a shang, and if you listen to the sound, it's that sort of frequency brainwave kind of sound that you see from tones. That's done over the belly and the chest. To pull the cords again with the divine assistance, you sweep down over the right lung meridian, down the inside of the arm, out of the thumb, and into the earth. So when we were asked to do this in Egypt, and we were naturally kind of working on each other, not realizing we were naturally doing this. And that's what, as sort of a healer, you instinctively know to do that. You sweep over them and you flick it down. It just naturally, you do that. It's interesting how we naturally know how to do that. It's like a remembered understanding and knowledge within us. So letting go of the heaviness of the past is what you would say. You can do this on maybe a mindful walk or during a meditation, visually seeing yourself letting go or dropping stones or pebbles into a pond or into a river and seeing them cleansed energetically. The river of life, the river of chi, and is the visual that I would give, and that heaviness being lifted, like releasing a waterfall. Then repeat on the other side. So you do it both sides and you feel that happening, from the pain body being released. From a white chi ball above your chest, with the strength and the gift of the ancestors, breathe in by gently pressing into the chest. So you feel it, and you feel that ball going into the lungs. So it's visualizing of that white energy coming in. And then you thank your guides, your guardians, your angels, and request that your work today may serve all beings and being for the good of all humanity. So let's let my son in the car. I'm going to leave it at that, and hopefully you can have a little play around with that and do some visuals. And I'll do the first part, the Ho'oponopono prayer, with those added bits in as a guided meditation, so you can work through it and listen and do that rather than me explaining. But it's good to have this for you to work with. Anyway, love and blessings. Have a beautiful Friday, and hopefully that's something you can use as a tool to help you feel good and to allow you to work with letting go and conflict resolution, especially in this energy of these 2 weeks where it might be a little bit triggering. You can maybe work with some of those if there's some deeper energetical chords that or patterns within the energy and within your energy emotional body field that you want to release and let go of. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for your time.